my name is Katie. This is my channel, Katie. Today's video is going to be in English because it's intended for new learners of Esperanto. Today I want to tell you about the Fina Venko, which is the idea that eventually everyone in the world will speak Esperanto as their second language. That is the basic idea of what the Fina Venko is. And it means, the literal translation is like the final victory. And it's called that because that was kind of the idea when Zamenhof, the creator of Esperanto, was making Esperanto. That was the main idea of why he made an entire language. He was like, it'd be cool if everybody could talk to each other. And obviously, if everybody spoke Esperanto, everyone would be able to talk to each other. So that's the main idea of what the Fina Venko is. And then there are people in Esperantujo, in the Esperanto community, who think that's a good idea. And maybe it is. It would be a different world if everybody in the world had the ability to communicate one person to another without having to learn each other's languages. Because there's a lot of cultural context that you miss when you learn a different language. Like if I, as an American, tried to learn Japanese, I might miss a lot of the cultural context because I'm not living in Japan, I'm living in the United States. So if everyone is learning this relatively neutral language of a constructed language that never had a country to begin with, and it doesn't belong to any culture, it's a different thing than if I had to learn a different nation's language. It is a different thing than everyone learning this language that never had a country and doesn't belong to any culture except for the people who join the culture by learning the language. So some people also, so it's worth having the discussion, do we actually want that as people who speak Esperanto, as the Esperanto community? Would we actually want that to happen? Because right now, in the Esperanto community, you do have to intentionally, join the community. You have to learn the language, and then you have to be like, oh, I want to go interact with other people in Esperanto, and I really want to be a part of this community, whether it's just so that you can speak the language or so that you can connect with people that are in other cultures and you want to be able to understand them and know what their experiences are like as people who are not part of your culture. And, that's awesome. But right now, mostly, except for the very, very, very small number of denaskuloi, people who learn Esperanto from birth in their home, other than those people, everybody else who speaks Esperanto found out about it at some point and was like, I'm gonna learn that. So if the Fina Venko okazis, if the Fina Venko happened, then it would be a different world, and the Esperanto community would not exist as it does now, where most of the people who speak Esperanto have certain personality traits. Like they are usually, most of them, relatively open-minded. They want to learn about other people's cultures and they want to be accepting of other people's cultures, even when a lot of the time when you learn things that are not a part of your culture, the instinct is to go, ee. But Esperanto learners seem to be, at default, most Esperanto learners are like, I don't do that, but I understand that that's your culture. Okay. I didn't know that. And most Esperanto learners are nice. They want to be friends a lot of the time. Our default setting is friendly. Is just how most Esperanto learners are, because when you find the premise of a language where the idea is that you should be able to talk to every single person in the world was the original goal of the language, and you go, yeah, I'm going to learn that, it's usually a certain type of person. So there's the question of would we want the community to expand to include people who may not think that way? And I don't have the answer to that question. Would we want that or not? Because it's such a big we, and the people in Esperantujo are so diverse that that's not a question that really one person can answer for everybody. It would have to be really, it's really not a decision. It's not a decision one person can make. It's a decision that will happen based on if Esperanto ever gains traction in a bigger chunk of the right now not Esperanto speaking community. And just another note about the Fina Venko, there's a lot of memes. There's a lot of memes in Esperanto, in Esperantujo, about the Fina Venko. And even I like to make jokes about it, even though, like, do I want it? Would I want that? I have no idea. But I love to make jokes about it. And I love to think of a world where more people speak Esperanto, even if it's not literally everybody. Because, you know, it's a special community right now. And I don't know how much I want it to change. So that's basically everything I know about the Fina Venko. And I hope it helps. Happy learning. Thanks. Bye.